My name's Dylan. I'm here with Natalia Chai. How you doing today?
I'm very good, thank you. And how are you?
I'm good. So I'll start you off with the easy question. How did you start your career?
How did I start? 2017 was when I first started taking my music seriously. And I actually started with a local kind of like an artist development company in Edmonton, YEG Music. And that's when I started to know Michelle and Chris there. They were the owners of YEG Music, and just started to slowly put myself out there a little bit more, perform a little bit more, and yeah, it was more of I've always wanted to be in music, but other circumstances and got in the way. But yeah, 2017 was when I started to really uh took my music seriously.
Awesome. And are you the only one in your family that has a musical background?
No, so I am a Chinese Malaysian, and I always make the joke that all Asians play either some sort of musical instrument. So, we all were put into piano, right, into piano, the classical route. And I always had a passion and just interest in the R&B field and the jazz and soul field. So we all had training, but in terms of pushing it a little bit more further into the professional realm, that I would be I pushed it a little bit further that way.
Awesome. So why did you decide to take your musical career professionally instead of just a hobby?
Because I I always wanted to be a musician. Always. From the start of grade 10, I knew that was the direction that I wanted. There's just something about the performance, the music that really spoke to me. As a quiet individual, I always thought that the music was my way of expressing myself, without having to be loud, so to speak, and to be able to uh relay what I was feeling and my messages to the greater masses. And so I thought that definitely was my purpose, so to speak. And that came to me when I performed in when was it 2018, I believe, in Chengdu. It was an international music festival. And on that stage, I was in front of tens of thousands of people. And I just started really putting my music out there. But that moment was my aha eureka moment. And I knew right then at that moment, and I remember the feeling of this is where I belong. This is what I'm supposed to do. This was my purpose. And that's why it couldn't be just a hobby for me. And I love doing it. And that's why I started to push it a little bit more professionally.
Awesome. So what would you describe your genre to be?
It is R&B, neo soul. And recently I've been dabbling, bringing in a little bit of jazz, a little bit of gospel, and a touch of hip hop stuff into the percussion parts, but it's mainly R&B and neo soul.
Wow, that sounds really cool. So do you have any passions besides music?
Yeah, I recently took on Muay Thai. I don't know if you know what that is.
I do.
Yeah, martial arts.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. Started kickboxing 2 years ago, and then I found Muay Thai, and it's amazing. So I train almost 5 times a week. Five times a week.
Wow.
Yeah. Whether, I have people who wants me to fight, but I'm like, nah, that's not my goal. I really just enjoy the physical aspect of it. It gives me energy. It keeps me healthy. It's good for my mental health too, as well, physical health as well. And yeah, that's so yeah, 5 times a week I go and I absolutely love it.
Awesome. Good to know. Make sure everyone knows not to mess with you. Oh boy.
Yeah.
So do you write your own songs?
I do. Yeah, I write my own songs. I for gigs, of course, I do covers as well, but I definitely write my own songs. I also write for other small projects for other artists as well, and production companies in the film too.
That's really cool. So
Mhm.
so do you ever suffer from writer's block?
I am going through that right now. I have a huge project that I need to get done, and I don't know why. I think it's probably everything that's going on. I can't hear anything right now. So 100% probably go through it once or twice a year. Um yeah, that's I'm going through that right now.
Okay. And do you have a process when you write songs, or do you have a process of dealing through writer's block?
I've come to learn over the last 5 years that I can't force creativity.
Mhm.
Um, and when it comes, it'll come, but it does get frustrating when I have like a timeline to meet. I do work well with timelines, but I just try to I'm not putting it on the back burner, but I'm just putting it to the side, do something else, and hopefully when I do return to the projects, it'll something will come. But there are, weird times when it does come. Or when I'm making meal prepping, for some reason, some, lyrics will come through.
Mhm.
Or if I have the track that I'm trying to write to playing in the background as white noise, so to speak, something will come through and it comes at the most weirdest times. So yeah, just trying to let it happen authentically and organically and not force it, is usually my strategy. And when I'm writing, I usually start with a 3, 4 chords on the piano. It's always on the piano. Um, and then I usually top line, find melodies to it. If I have a concept, a message that I want to talk about, then I'll basically, forge all of the lyrics around that. So lyrics is always my last step. It's what I call the rate limiting step. It's a chemistry term, where, in a chemical reaction, it's the longest step that basically determines how long the whole process of writing a song is for me.
Right. Okay, that's interesting. So do you have a favorite song you wrote or a favorite song you like to sing?
One of my favorite one is actually I'm really proud of the one track that I'm actually going to be releasing hopefully next end of next month or beginning of September. In terms of covers, the one that I really enjoy singing is if you feel my uh, what is it? Adele's Make You Feel My Love.
Okay,
Yeah, originally also sang by Bob Dylan, as well, but one of my favorite songs to sing.
cool. And do you have a song that has a strong emotional connection to you that you wrote?
Yep, this very last one,
Okay.
this most recent one. I think everything from the musical arrangements, the chord progressions, uh, to the lyrics, and even the way that I'm singing it, really uh, honed in onto what I was going through at the moment, and basically was my therapy, so to speak. So yeah.
Okay. And when was the last time you performed?
The last time I performed was last Thursday. Last Thursday for called the Haven Collective here in Calgary. It's it's more of an R&B jazz soul improvisation with a top-notch band, who also they're improvising on the spot too as well, and it was one of the vocalists there, to sing a few tunes, make some new songs on the spot with some other artists, amazing vocalists in the city, and it's always a awesome time, and it shows you just how hard improvisation is.
Awesome. And do you do anything before you perform or after, like a pre-performance or a post-performance thing?
Before the day before of performance, I make sure I have absolutely no dairy, because dairy is wonderful for phlegm producing, which and so I want to make sure that I don't have any of that. And lots of water, lots of tea, honey tea, lemon tea. And then right before I try to do a couple voice exercises just to clear everything out, get the agility going. And then it's showtime.
Awesome. So what is it like to perform on stage for you?
It is extremely scary. You'd think that like doing this for about 5 years or so, it gets better, but for me, it's always been, the performance anxiety is real. It doesn't look like it on the outside, but I'm literally dying on the inside. I get so nervous. I'm shaking. Um, but it takes maybe about 15-20 minutes for me to settle in. So the first 15 minutes of my set is pretty rough. And then when I get into my zone, then that real true feeling comes. And then I remember, oh, this is amazing. One of the greatest feelings in the world, especially when you look out and you see individuals, grooving with your songs, with your vibes, and just and sometimes even crying.
Mhm.
I've had that happen a couple times, and that's one of the most humbling experiences to experience.
Awesome. So is there a favorite place you performed at? Like a venue or stage or something like that?
I actually do prefer smaller stages. It's just more intimate. And so one of my favorite ones has actually been sound wise, technical wise, sound wise would be at King Eddie last month for another Haven Collective show. It was awesome. The sound and text side is top notch. And another one would be here in Calgary is the Prairie Emporium. It's part of the Blue Jay sessions, and it's really cool. The setup, it's like a Nashville setup where you have four artists in a circle, and then everybody else, the audience is surrounding you. So Prairie Emporium and also the Calgary Petroleum Club was awesome too.
Cool. And any upcoming plans in your music career that you can share?
Hmm. Yeah, well, yeah, I got about 3 to 4 projects coming up here in the next like 3, 4 months, 5 months. I mentioned earlier, new single dropping, with a new music video. And then I am in collaboration with EDM DJ here, Joel Jove, with a string ensemble, contemporary modern string ensemble, classical ensemble called String Gendo. I am one of the composers.
Oh, wow.
So that's what I'm a little overwhelmed right now because I've got so much I gotta do before like September here. But I know I can do it. We have our first show, our debut show in November 4th. Um, and then the third one is another project with my producer. We've been working on this for almost 2 years, and we're finally ready to drop. This is a collection of instrumentals, which is near and dear to my heart, and I'm actually even more excited about this one here because we've worked so hard on it. And then the fourth one is a secret.
I was hoping to get
Yes.
some juicy gossip, you know.
Yeah. It has to do with a couple films here, so but yeah, bound by NDA right now.
All right, well, I can't wait to check out what it is.
Mhm.
So now we're gonna switch up. So I'm gonna ask you some a little bit of personal, fun questions just to get to know you and your personality better.
Yeah,
What's your favorite color?
it is blue.
Okay, good answer. Good answer.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any like side hobbies or stuff you like to do? Just like if you have free time?
As I said before, would be my fighting, my Muay Thai fighting. But I do like to. I've actually gone back to going back to reading books.
Okay,
So yeah, definitely something that I'm trying to work better hard on because I did love reading before when I was younger and then totally lost that in my adulthood and kind of going back to that now.
awesome. What is your most prized possession?
Oh, I would have to say my keyboard. That's my Roland RD 2000. She's a beauty but a beast. She weighs like 100 and like 80, 90 pounds. She's awesome.
Awesome. And what is your greatest accomplishment in your life?
My greatest accomplishment. Um, I think a bit cliche, but I would say being able to do the music that I like my music journey.
Right.
I did a lot of it um, on my own by myself with hardly really any support from the beginning. So to see where I'm at today versus day one and two, I'm pretty proud of myself.
Awesome. And what is your favorite memory if you have one?
My favorite memory is that's a good one. That's a hard one. Good and hard one. Hmm. I think just with my twin sister, doing silly dances back in the 90s to like Spice Girls and all that stuff. So yeah, that was fun. I actually miss those days where yeah, where you be able to be silly and daydream all that we want to do. Yeah.
Awesome. So what is your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Okay, why Christmas?
Christmas because that's the time when it just seems like all the silly family dramas and fights tend to go away for the time being and we can all come together as a family and forget about all of the fights and everything and be happy and be together.
Right. Okay, good answer. Good answer.
Hmm.
Where's the coolest place you've traveled to?
Um, it'll be Italy.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'm gonna be going again with my parents in September, so I absolutely love that country. So definitely check that country out when you can.
awesome. So who is your idol if you have one?
I wouldn't say she's my idol, but she was the reason why I started all of my music, and it's Alicia Keys. She was the whole reason why I loved her swag. Her first song, Fallen, when it came out in the summer of 2000, and yeah, totally fell in love with R&B and that whole genre opened up a whole new genre for me. And the reason why I do what I do now.
Awesome. What is something that always makes you smile?
Mm, I would say it's gonna sound a little cheesy. Like recently, like most recently, I've been growing like my own plants and I've been really good at it. So for some reason, just like looking at my plants and being like, okay, I'm nurturing them. I'm not killing them this time. Especially my basil plant. I'm just like, oh, it's there's just something about like I grew it, I took care of it, I nurtured it, and now I can harvest it and enjoy the taste of it in my salads or whatnot makes me pretty happy. It's kind of weird, but it makes me happy.
Awesome. Is there anything you wish more people knew about you that they don't know?
Mm, I don't think so. I think I'm pretty transparent in my songs. You'll get to know and learn. my upbringings and my trials and problems, so to speak, and issues through my songs, through my lyrics. So if you want to get to know me, through instead of having, I'd love to sit down. I love talking and sitting down with individuals and talking, but if don't have that opportunity, you'll learn quite a bit through my songs.
Gotcha, gotcha. So what are you most thankful for in your life?
Definitely thankful for my friends and family. The people who have been in and out of my life have been extremely crucial to my growth, personally and professionally, and also my faith, actually. Definitely so grateful for yeah, I'm a fairly new believer, and but it's been a huge transformation for me, and a good foundation.
Awesome. So what is your favorite animal?
My favorite animal, I love dogs. I do love dogs. I don't think I can actually take care of one. I would probably inadvertently and unintentionally kill it because I'm so busy. But but out of neglect, but I do love dogs. I love playing with my friends' dogs. Yeah.
Interesting. So
Mm.
do you have any animals?
No, I don't. No.
Okay. Good. Maybe a good thing though.
Yeah, I think so for now. Yes, absolutely.
What is one thing you wish you could do that you haven't done yet?
I wish I could learn how to play the drums. I think I've got a knack for it, but it's definitely another instrument that I really want to be able to play. Want to also be able to travel the world, and go backpacking.
Awesome. That sounds like fun.
Mhm.
So where do you see yourself in 10 years realistically?
In 10 years. Okay. I I hope that I'll have my own family by then. Um, and but also still be active in the music scene in terms of not in terms of performing, but in terms of still
Yeah,
creating and yeah, I think that's the main thing for me. Having a family of my own, raising kids who are will be good for will be contributing positively to the civilization, and good human beings, and volunteer and still work my day job as well, and creating musically.
awesome. And do you have any merchandise?
I did have my EP, sorry, my LP album. I still have a couple of those merchandise, but I don't have any right now. Maybe something down in the future of thinking about maybe doing like a hoodie, as well, but at the moment, no.
Awesome. Well, you let me know when you do so, because I'd
Yeah,
be happy to
for
get
sure.
some.
For sure.
And while we're kind of getting towards the ending part here, is there anyone you'd like to shout out or promote?
Yeah, I'd love to. I actually work quite closely with a lot of folks in Edmonton still. My producer, Jay Black, who I've worked with exclusively for pretty much all of my projects. Keith Fix. Also a integral individual in Edmonton, who's worked with a lot of artists in Edmonton. He's taught me so much about life, about music, about theory, and Keith Fix, and who else? Uh, and just I don't know, just the community here in Calgary that I've met over the last 2 years. It's been amazing. People were telling me, "Oh, it's going to be really hard for you to meet people in Calgary," but that was definitely not the case. It's been absolutely amazing. I built such a good foundation here as well. So yeah, other artists here too.
Awesome. And last but not least, is there anything else you'd like to chat about with me or in general while you have the floor?
Mm. No, I think no, I want to thank you for giving us this platform and getting to know local artists and what we're doing because I know we're all in our own journeys and our own paths as well and yeah, just hoping that people locally and also internationally will start to get to know the talent here in our cities and to continue to support us as well in the many ways that we can nowadays. So yeah, so thank you.
So, well, I appreciate you and you giving the time to meet with me and talk with me and tell me your backstory and about your life and what you have planned, because I really appreciate it. And I know you're an incredible artist. And I
Oh,
look forward to
thank
seeing you take amazing big steps in your future. And so I can be front row cheering you on and saying,
you.
let's go. Woo.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dylan. I appreciate that too.
Awesome. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I hope that this isn't the end of our journey. And I hope to speak with you in the future sometime.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Awesome. Bye bye.
Bye.